Hi, so my name is Ethan, and someone requested that I do a video on piecewise functions. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. And if you already know piecewise functions and you think that this is like below you, you should skip to the end because I'm going to go over like a pretty complicated piecewise function that is used a lot in analysis. So there's something for everyone. So yeah, to get started, I just want to give like a high-level overview of like what a function is. And so you probably learned like what a function is, like y equals mx plus b. That's like a basic linear equation, right? But what a function actually is it takes some input and just maps it to an output. So if we think like abstractly and we have like some like set here, we'll call this like A, and then we have like some set over here, like just like a collection of objects. To make it easy, we can use integers, okay? So we'll have the integer 1, 2, and 3. And then over here we'll have like 10, I don't know, like 20, 30, okay? So what a function does is it takes elements from this input, from the domain, and it maps it to the codomain or the range. So you probably heard domain and range before. And basically that's what it is. So domain is everything that lives inside the input, and then range is everything that lives in the output. So our function here, f is going to map elements from A to B. So this is the notation for defining a function a that maps elements from A to B. And we can like explicitly define what exactly f does. If we just say, hey, 1 maps to 20, 2 maps to 10, 3 maps to 30. Okay, this is a function, all right? What's not a function is if we had 2 separate inputs mapped to the same output. If 2 map to 10 and 20, well, this wouldn't be a function anymore, because as you probably learned in like pre-calc or algebra 2, if it doesn't pass the vertical line test, then it's not a function. So if we were to draw this and we were to actually plot this out, we would have, for the same input, we'd have 2 different y values, right? So it looks something like this, I don't know. And so since it has 2 separate y values, it doesn't pass the vertical line test. So this is not actually a function, because the same input value maps to the same, maps to 2 different output, okay? So this is like a high-level overview of like what a function actually is, like kind of abstractly. You're probably used to just like linear equations like y equals mx plus b, or maybe like polynomials like y equals x squared plus, I don't know, a constant. But this is what a function actually does. And so if we like go along this line, along like this notion, we can think about piecewise functions as more abstractly and think of them as like